Hey guys, what's up? So today I want to go over chapter 23 of Genesis, verse 1, and point out the numerology of Sarah's age, okay? And it says, and Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah, all right? So being 107 and 20 years old is a fancy way of saying 127 years old. When you look at this from a numerology lens, what does this mean? Keep in mind, I believe scripture is strictly parable. I think it's allegory for you waking up to your psychology when you've been dwelling in your mind forever and then you question, hey, why do I think these things? That's when the spirit comes into play, because now you have an observer. The observer is questioning your mind, and now you're witnessing your dual nature. And when you understand that your judgments created hell for you, like saying, hey, I'm ugly, sick, and stupid and undesirable, that created your life, then you flip the script and you put it in the opposite direction. You say, no, I'm beautiful, desirable, everybody wants me, and I'm healthy. That becomes your reality. You want to know why? Because I did that to myself, okay? And you can disagree with thinking that I'm beautiful, healthy, or whatever, but I've lived this experience for myself, and I'm very happy with the results of changing my psychology to see how my life is significantly more favorable than what it used to be when I was asleep to my mind and just completely dormant to my spirit, all right? So looking at this, the number 127, what does that mean in numerology? In my opinion, 1 means understanding sense of self. I am, right? Because when you say I am sick, you become sick. So that's identification. That is the spirit identifying as something and creating that as the reality. Being 27, meaning now there's 2, 127, 1, 2, 7. The 2 is your dual nature. It's your mind and your spirit. When you use that in your favor, you could have the I am state, but you can be asleep to the I am state, right? You don't know you have I am, meaning 1, until you understand you are 2, which is dual. That's why I believe it's 127. You have to be a spirit first and then have a mind to understand your dual nature. Then you have the number 7. 7 is spiritual intervention. When you recognize you have a dual nature, what happens? Oh my God, you now crucify yourself in Golgotha, which is where Jesus crucified himself, which is the place of the skull, and you recognize, holy shit, all my judgments have been creating my reality in the first place. So now let me resurrect. This is the spiritual intervention. This is now where you can choose to reprogram your mind to have better thoughts that better serve you, right? You can cast new spells on yourself based on the rewiring of your brain. What are your new mantras you want to tell yourself, which you then will experience in the physical plane? So being 127 years old, when you look at those numbers and you add them up, all right, that adds up to the number 10, right? You have 1 and 0. The number 10 is the completion of a cycle. It's also very important to understand that 1 and 0 is binary code. And what binary code is, again, 1 and 0, 1 being the male genitalia, 0 being the female genitalia. So then you see the story of creation, right? 1, 0, the 1 goes in the 0, and you keep doing this because it's the story of creation, okay? That was such a weird way for me to flip my finger around, but you know what I'm talking about, all right? So when you see the story of creation is played out in the number of 10, then you see, oh, right, that's the union of the masculine and the feminine nature within and also externally, because then that procreates. That creates a manifestation, which is a literal birth, but actual births in scripture, meaning sons and daughters, are actually allegory for the manifestations you birth. Do you want a new car? You live in the wish fulfilled thinking, I have a Maserati, I have a Ford Fusion, like whatever the heck car you want, right? And you visualize it and you see it. Don't be surprised when opportunities come out of you in the woodwork. All right, you're going to start seeing car dealerships that sell your car. That is your subconscious programming projecting out into your physical plane the experience you want to live in. The more you dwell in it, the more your opportunities will come to you, and the more you'll be able to have that car because you're not wavering in your thought. All right, so that is the summary of what 127 means, in my opinion. That is the summary of binary code. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I see you in the next video. Take care.